and dear colleagues, CEs, ACs, FNCCs, DSCCs, all the engineers and all the account staff and newly recruited JAOs, friends and others. Today we are celebrating this inaugural function of 6 weeks induction training program to the newly recruited junior account officers. So first of all, I would like to congratulate all the newly recruited junior account officers for their success in getting the jobs in TS Genco. Nowadays, in the competitive world, getting the jobs in TS Genco is a very tough task. So, you got the job in TS Genco. It's a very great success and good decision to choose the TS Genco. TS Genco is one of the best organization in the state sector, and electricity department is the important organization. It plays vital roles to develop the state. So we all are working in the electricity department, so we must feel proud of it. Fortunately, we have a great leader and dynamic CMD Sir Sri D. Prabhakar Rao garu. Because of our CMD Sir, you got these training classes in Hyderabad, and because of our CMD Sir, we have a training institute at KTPS Palvancha. That is also, after state bifurcation, we established it at that place with the able guidance of our CMD Sir. During these training classes, you can learn all the best. I would like to convey my sincere thanks to the organization for inviting me and giving me this opportunity. Thank you. Thank you, Manata.
Thank you very much, sir, for inspiring. Now, I request our chairman and managing director, beloved Sri
my colleague director Lakshmi Garu, FNCCA Anuradha, CA training Mr. Bichaya, newly recruited JAOs, and dear friends. First, I would like to congratulate all of you. The hard work you have put in. I know how difficult it is to get selected nowadays. I congratulate you and also your parents. And all of you should be privileged one to work in power sector, and especially in Genco. Power sector is again a parallel government. What all, whether it is merits or demerits that are there in the government, you will come across same thing in the power sector also. Of course, not much in Genco, more in Discoms, less in Transco, and further less in TS Genco. Even with regard to plant availability or transmission availability or transmission and distribution losses, our Telangana state is one of the best states in the country. Our plant availability is always 90% and above, and our transmission availability is 99.98%, and our transmission and distribution losses, to say that Telangana state power sector is doing its best and one among the top in the country. This is all possible because and the teamwork by one and all in the power sector. So why I am telling you, all of you, because you are all newcomers, you are supposed to know all these things. Of course, about the accounting, already a detailed, exhaustive presentation is given by Mr. Bhaskar, and Vijay Lakshmi also said how to behave yourself during the training and after the training, and Anuradha also brought to your notice. And I must also congratulate Mr. Vichanna, our chief engineer, and Mr. Zangaya, our superintendent engineer training. They have been doing exemplary work in importing training. It is not easy to establish any new institution, much less a training institute. Within a short time, Mr. Vichanna has and Mr. Zangaya both together, they have taken all the efforts and established the training institute at KTPS. It is no way, even in the initial stages, it is no way inferior to any well-established institute in the state. So let me talk something about the finance. I was also one of the direct recruitees like you. Of course, none of you are born at that time. As earlier speakers were telling, my service itself is almost 50 years in the power sector. But I feel proud, I feel privileged to grow with this department. In whatever position I was, I am also a direct recruitee like you all. But I am never known in my family members as with my designation. I feel proud when I go over here on the telephone, when I telephone to somebody, they will say, or electricity Prabhakar Rao. Not with a designation, but with the organization in which I am working, I am recognized like that. So you also must all work with the same zeal, same attitude. I will tell you, because you are all with a finance background, you always should feel that it's all role playing. We should also recognize that this is a department of engineers and much more electrical engineers. There is no second thought about it. But at the same time, we have got a role to play. It is a role playing. And we have to take the accounts means you have got your overall knowledge. I am not a technical man. As Mr. Vichanna was telling, nothing moves without power. Power does not move without finance. So having grown with the department, that too in the finance, you will come across with various departments, various branches. It is not necessary that at certain level that you should be an engineer or you should be an accounts officer or something that. It is all the experience that counts more. Only for joining you require the qualification. Thereafter, our commitment, our attitude, our integrity, that is more important. I will tell you a simple a story, not story, which actually happened. I also now and then tell whenever I happen to address others, especially engineers. A very big ship failed in UK. In the port, then they brought several engineers. One after another engineer was coming and he was doing that work, but unfortunately it was not getting repaired. There was urgency to sail that ship. So in the meanwhile, they brought some old gentleman like me, and he came with a hammer and a small bag in his arm. He went and he hit that engine and it started working. Thereafter, he sent a bill for $10,000. Then this owner got little wild. How come this fellow, he has sent 10,000 bill, he did nothing? And because we are all finance people, and that finance man again asked them, their director of finance or somebody, you give me the breakup. So he said, 9,999 where to hit the engine and $1 for hitting. So that is the experience. He said that for the experience I am charging 9,999. Why I am telling you this? So once you join, with your commitment, with your devotion, with your integrity, and you get that experience. So you must use of your experience. Of course, not immediately. You are all now only newcomers. And as a finance people, and always you must possess a positive attitude. Always. There is a feeling in the sector that accounts means all negative. You must have an open mind. A positive attitude even in negative situations also. That is very, very, very important. And one more secret to have a good relationship. This is all with experience I am telling. So never led away by others. Have your own judgment. But two best secrets for a finance man or for any engineer, for anyone, to be successful in life and to keep the relationship strong. Whenever we are wrong, always we should accept it. And whenever you are right, just keep quiet. Don't argue. Because other man knows that you are right. These two things I am sure that it will definitely help you in your career building. One is positive attitude in negative situations. Second, to keep the relations strong. Whenever you are wrong, accept it. And when you are right, don't argue. You simply keep quiet. Express your views and keep quiet. And coming to the finance. Again, this I will be telling whenever balance sheet is strong. Because you got lot of expansion programs. Today in Genco, we are now executing a project of nearly 6,000 megawatts. Definitely, we have got very good technocrats. Our engineers are second to none. That is my experience. As chairman of the Southern Regional Committee also, I have seen the other states, and in the many seminars also I have come across in the all India level. Our engineers are the best in the country. So the technology should be the latest. We have to change, we have to rise according to the times. So the technology should be the latest and the finance should be the cheapest. All of you should work in that direction. They are improving technology. Mr. Ramesh is here, Chief Engineer here, ERP. In a short time, he has developed in such a manner that everything is on the dashboard. I really congratulate him and entire his team. So what is that we are doing in the finance side? Our engineers, they have operated that into the pump mode. That is the success of our engineers. Without any foreign assistance, just they have seen the drawings and they made those pumps operational. So they are updating their knowledge. They are studying the designs, drawings, designs. So likewise, finance also is a science. It is also science. Science does not mean inventing something or doing R&D. A systematic body of knowledge is called science. So all of you also must get updated. Earlier, there was no escrow account. Nobody knew what is meant by an escrow. So if you today, if you say that, no, I don't give you an escrow account to a financer, he will not agree to that. So first, for that, you must know what is an escrow account. So you must always abreast with the latest developments in the finance side. And balance sheet. I was talking about the balance sheet. Bhaskar was also telling, you have to finalize the accounts on time. That is very essential. Unless our accounts are update and it is on time, you don't get funding. Where from to get this 40,000 crores investment? First thing they will ask, you give us your final accounts. Not only accounts to be fair and perfect, they must be also on time. And you are all, not only accounts, you are all auditors. Auditors means, I don't know whether you know it. Audit is a word derived from a Latin word, audire. This is an auditorium. This also derived from that audire word only. Audire means to hear. So you are all auditors, and you are all years of the organization. You are supposed to hear, and you must again communicate back to the management. So you are the ears and eyes of the management. You must act in that way. It is your beginning. You have got very good facilities here. You have got a very good, not only auditorium, you have got very good faculties. We have also selected very selectively the faculties. If you have got any doubts during this training period, you are free to ask anyone and get those doubts clarified. And always develop the positive attitude. Don't come in clash with the engineers. That is one of the important thing in this organization. Convince them. Definitely, if you have got a reason, they get convinced.